It's not good, and I disagree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, like, you're asking what there seems to be like a cultural shift. I'm just saying, well, this is what I think a lot of men have been experiencing, and this is why. That doesn't make it okay.
I guess I think you said really good points, I think, that I didn't consider before. And I know it might seem to men that at the moment they have a target on their back, and I'm sorry for that. I don't want anybody to feel like they're not being seen or they're not being valued by their peers at all. And then there's other things. I have a lot of empathy for men in it, like for other situation, or just, I also love men. I don't want you to think that I'm some radicalist that hates men. I like men. I love men. I love a good man. I think
100%.
I love my father, shout out to him. But
Niger boy.
Yes,
sir.
Hey. But I just don't understand. I feel like, are you guys victimizing yourself? Are you making yourself like, oh, I feel so bad? I can't rape women anymore. Like, life is so sad. Like,
I think if a guy's going to do that, I don't think he needs cultural permission to do that. He's going to do that regardless. And he should be castrated.
Social media makes it more seem that way, that I feel that that men are bad and that we think men are bad. But I just think in practical and normal day to day, I feel like you guys have still a lot of power. You guys are still at the top of the food chain. So, but then does that really translate to real life? I don't think so.
But then here's the thing. Like, let's talk about relationships and dynamics, right? You even said yourself, you want to be with a man who's a leader.
Yes.
So you want to be with a man where he is in power.
Yes.
Of the relationship.
Yeah.
So like,
well, does he have the power? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if he's going to be the leader, he's like essentially being the captain of relationship.
Yes, but at the same time,
you said that you want to be submissive to him.
Yes, but if you think about it, it's also very powerful to be submissive to someone and give him the power. It's almost like he is the head, but I am the neck. The neck could not be there without the head.
I don't disagree with you.
And who moves the head and who supports the head? It's the neck.
I don't disagree with you, but you even said for you want a dynamic where it's patriarchal, where the man is the head.
No.
That's what you just said.
If there's a difference between being a leader and me listening to what he says, doesn't mean that I would listen to him in just
You said you want a man who's a leader that you could submit to.
Yes.
Okay, that's a patriarchy. Patriarchy means that the masculine is in charge.
Perhaps not submit to in like a physical
I think you were
way.
being honest, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like when you're saying about, guys still have the power, whatever, it's like, well, it's like, for example, if you said like the gender wage gap.
Yes.
Okay. So you'll be like, okay, women should be able to earn more than men. I agree. They should be able to. And actually, in a lot of instances, they are. But you still want to choose a man who earns more than you.
I never said that.
Oh, do you not? Would you dare?
Why are you assuming?
Well, I was saying as a general thing that what I hear from women, but what's it for you? Would you rather choose a man who is lower than you economically, higher than you? Which one would you rather choose?
I would want to have a man that loves me and is amazing and is wise. And if I make more money than him, then...
What would you prefer is what I'm asking. Would you rather be the one who is in a higher economic position in a relationship, or would you rather that he is?
I don't mind.
You don't mind? You don't mind going 50-50?
I don't want to go 50-50, no.
Oh, you'd want to pay for everything?
No.
You want him to pay for everything?
No.
So what would you choose?
It's a give and take, but it's not 50-50. I don't think anything is 50-50. So I don't think it's straight down the middle 50-50. I think sometimes he does 100, sometimes I do 100. Sometimes he does 70, sometimes I do 40. Sometimes I do 70, sometimes he does...
In terms of the financial, so you're willing to go like...
Oh, you mean financially?
Well, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just playing. Yes, ideally, I don't know, because I'm such a caring and loving person and such a giver. I would want my partner to do the same.
I think you said earlier, I think you just want a man who'd rather take on the majority of the financial burden, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but that means for him to do that for both of you, it works better that he earns more than you.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
But at the same time, somebody can also be super rich and be very stingy. So it's all about like how much he wants to look after me
I know that's a different conversation though. The point I was making was that even you, who's a working professional modern woman who earns her own money, still want a man. You don't want a man who's the same level as you.
I
or
wouldn't
below.
mind. I don't care.
You don't care at all?
No.
So same level, you're 50-50.
I don't think, like I said, I don't want to do 50-50. Okay, fine. I don't want to do 50-50.
If you're same level, you're 50-50. It's equal.
I don't do 50-50, but at the same time, I just
feel
feel like...
sexist though, isn't it?
In what way?
Why don't you do 50-50?
Why don't I want to do 50-50 financially? Because even me, I don't even do 50-50 with my friends. I pick up the bill sometimes they pick up the bill. It's just because we love each other so much. Like, why would I want to do that then with a man? I don't understand. Especially when I really, like, I love my friends so much, and sometimes I just want to take him out and I just want to just get the bill and take the bill. So if a man loves me that much... Me?
Yeah, with a man. You ever paid for first date?
Not the full bill.
Huh?
Not the full bill.
No, as in like you paid for him. You ever done that?
I've done it for my partner, yeah, for sure.
No, like the first date, meeting a man.
First date, no. I think the first date should, if you ask me out, you have to. If I ask you out, okay, I'll pay the bill, which I would never do.
Why would you do that?
I would want a man to ask me out. I wouldn't ask him out.
Even if he asked you out, you said yes. You didn't have to say yes.
Yeah.
So why should he have to pay for you?
Because you asked me out to come out. I think it's very logical. If you're asking somebody to come out and
so when you ask your friends out, do you always pay for them?
Sometimes, yeah.
No, do you always pay for them?
Always.
Yeah. When you ask them out.
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not trying to court them. I think
courting sexist, isn't it?
I don't think it is. I think it's cute.
Of course you don't.
Do you want to be courted by a woman? I think you might 100%, like it.
100% I deserve to be courted by a woman.
I know, I can feel it.
My mum says so, my grandma says so, my sisters say so. No, the point I'm trying to make is that it will never be equal. I'm kind of being facetious. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate. But it will never be equal between men and women in regards to a relationship because we look for different things.
Yes.
And so I think, you said about, men still have the power. But I think in a relationship, at least the kind of relationship you said that you want, you both have different roles to play, but he's still the head. Does that make sense? Now, if you're you want to be the head, then then all the power to you.
I think, but that's my personal preference, right? That doesn't mean that it applies to every relationship.
No.
And again, I want a leader. I wish I could be submissive, and I have not found that yet. So I have not found it because I don't know if it's there.
Well, you have to be submissive before he comes.
So, what?
As in, so if you want a masculine leader, you need to be in your feminine submissive first.
Yes, 100%.
That's how you attract that man.
Definitely, yes.
So it's not like, he comes and then you're feminine. That it's the other way around.
Yeah, of course, 100%. I agree with that totally.
You know what
I mean, you have to be, in order to get that, you have to be that.
The attractive thing, for sure. Let me ask you something. Okay, more and more men who are struggling with dating and stuff.
Yes.
They're now turning to like AI girlfriends.
Oh, yes.
Right? Like even ordering like sex robots, that's becoming like more of a thing.
Yeah.
And I've seen some women comment on it online and have their own take on it. Like what's your opinion and take on that? What do you think about that?
In what way? That I think it's good or bad or?
Yeah. Do you think it's like, cool, if they're a guy struggling, then, they can turn to that and good for them? Or do you think, I've seen some women be like, okay, to be honest, I've seen most commentary I've seen from women on that topic, they don't like it at all. And they think that, they're trying to like replace women, like, etc. So like, what are your thoughts?
I think it's with everything with AI, right? I think a lot of people are worried they're going to lose their jobs. AI would take over.
Yeah.
And I guess that could also translate to now relationships and sex but to be honest, I don't mind. I think I'd rather have that than have a man let their frustration out on their AI girlfriend than, forcefully take it from a woman. Like, do your thing.
Why do you always go to worst case scenario?
Do I?
Yeah, you're like, well, I'd rather a guy just like takes his frustration out on it. Maybe he's just a good guy, but he just struggles with dating. He just chooses an AI girlfriend over trying to get a real one.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
Do you think women could ever turn to AI boyfriends?
Actually, do you know sex dolls and stuff like that? They're all very advanced for men, but for women, it's like nothing. There's nothing that a woman. There's no like sex doll for women. That
I think there's more toys for women.
yeah,
There's definitely more toys for women.
that's true. That's a good point.
So I think in terms of like sex robots, I think the market is stronger with guys.
Yeah, it's 100%.
But that's because I don't know. Do you think women would buy a male sex robot?
No, I think because
But that's why it's not happening, because women wouldn't buy it.
I think because we need the emotional part, right? I think you guys are like animals, so
We are.
yeah. So I think
we're savages.
maybe if the AI
That's why we complement each other so much.
yeah, yin and yang. But also, did you know there's also relationships where men and women, men and men. So
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just sprinkled that in there, but
just so you know, there's now we're talking about AI. Let's talk about gay relationships.
Yeah. Okay, to go back to your question, I don't mind it. I think good for you.
Whatever makes you happy, man. I'm like, live and let live.
Would you get like download an app to get an AI girlfriend or to have someone to talk to about it?
No chance.
No,
I'm less of a texter anyway. If I'm like trying to text less. So usually I'm like, why are you texting me more? I'm like, what, another AI girlfriend to text to? No chance. It's like the wrong direction for me.
Okay, fair enough.
I need an AI to do the texting for me.
Yes.
So I can take a break.
So where do you think it's going to go? Where do you think this industry will go? This whole AI girlfriend or AI partners?
Good question. I do think it's going to be more common for like guys to indulge in that, because a lot of guys struggle, you know, with women in dating. You know, because we used to live in a localized dating like market. So, you know, the quiet girl, the girl from Norfolk, the quiet town of Norfolk, she would choose someone from her town of Norfolk, right? Mm-hmm. But now with the internet, social media, dating apps, you know, she can match with the hotshot lawyer from London, with the producer from Paris, with the rapper from LA, with the sheik from Dubai. So the 21-year-old guy in her class doesn't look as much of an attractive option, because now she has all these other options that she can indulge in, right? So that's a big reason why more men are struggling, because they're not competing with guys in their class now. They're competing with every single guy out there, right? Which, if you're kind of a young guy, you haven't got much going for it, it's very difficult to do that. So more guys are struggling because of that kind of dynamic, and we live in a globalized marketplace. So I think they are turning to other alternatives. I think that's a really big reason why porn addiction has become more of a thing, because that's something that men have turned to, because they can't get any access to any level of intimacy. And I think unless there's like a shift in like the dating culture and how we do things, I think more men are going to turn to, you know, to AI, sex robots, etc. I don't think it'll ever be like, when I say mainstream, I don't think it'll ever be like a, you know, like 1 in 3 men will be indulging in this, but I think it'd be like a niche kind of thing. So you know how like you know, like swingers parties, right? I'd say that's maybe it's to show him how much I don't know, but I'd say that's quite niche. I don't think that's like a significant amount of the population. No, I don't think. I could be wrong. Maybe all the other freak out there going to these swingers parties. So I think it'll be like that. I think there'll be a small subset of men who do indulge in that, but I don't think it'll become like mainstream. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Is there anything else you want to bring to the conversation? Anything you want to talk about regards men and dating? What's something you really don't understand about men in general, like just dating wise?
Understand.
You like, guys do this, you're like, what the fuck is this about? Like, what is this?
Okay, I don't know how. Okay, I think I have a question.
Yep.
So me and my friends were talking about this. It seems that men choose these vibrant or outgoing ladies, and they think they're amazing and they're attracted by that. And then when they actually get that woman or get into a relationship with them, it's almost like they want to drain all that out of that woman, and they want to make her totally different to, you know, don't go out so much, and why are you doing this? It's almost like you see something shiny and then you want to take it, and then you almost want to drain the shine out of it. I don't get it. Why do men do that?
So do you mean more in the sense that, let's say a girl who's like very extravagant, very outgoing, and then he gets into a relationship with her,
And he
and
wants
now
us to
he
stop
starts
doing
want to
it.
set in like certain boundaries that
Yeah.
she was indulging in before that he doesn't want her to do.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to word
Yeah, I
this
just wanted to make it clear. So
need
I
a coffee.
clarified.
Yeah.
No, that's a fair point. Because there's no nice way to put this. Because when guys are taking a woman seriously, he becomes very sexually territorial. If he's not taking you seriously, he doesn't care. Go out as much as you want, babe. Go on that girl's holiday. Go to that strip club. Go hang out with those guys. That's cool. We're just fucking. I'm not investing in you. You're not being my wife. You're not going to be mother of my kids. But if he's like, no, I see value in you and I see value in us for the future, he's going to become a lot more territorial. Now, I'm not saying it's okay. And I say this to guys as well. Hey, listen. If you start dating a girl who does OnlyFans and you get into a relationship, don't expect her to stop doing that because she's in a relationship. So if you know for yourself, you are not okay with this, do not date her seriously.
Don't.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that's why.
Okay.
And in the beginning, when he's dating you, he doesn't know if he's taking you seriously or not. He doesn't know if he sees a future with you. When he does, that's when he's like...
But why don't choose a woman that is a homebody, for example, in the first place? Why choose that woman that clearly you don't like the way she is?
It's not that he doesn't like the way she is. It's that I agree with you. I agree with you. But it's not that he doesn't like the way she is. It's just that what attracts him isn't necessarily what will keep him. So what attracts her might be her sexiness, her easiness, like just going with the flow of everything, whatever. That might be what attracts him. But in terms of what keeps the commitment, it may be other things. He may want other qualities, which I agree that, look, if you look at it and there's things that if there's things that she's doing that you're like, this doesn't rock with me for a serious relationship, then don't entertain it seriously. Right? Either be like, pursue it and it's just gonna be a casual thing and you're upfront about it, or don't pursue her at all. But yeah, that's what it's like. You know, I've had a guy come to me being like, you know, yeah, he started dating this girl who's a stripper. Really like start to fall for her, everything. But he's like, I don't want to strip anymore. And I was like, I understand why, but she's been doing it since before you, man.
Yeah, he fell in love.
Yeah, but then I guess guys would say, like, you know, if you meet a guy and a lot of women like him and, you know, he's very charming, very flirty, very charismatic, and then you get into a relationship, would you still be okay with him being flirty and charming to a bunch of different women? Even though that's one of the things you find the most attractive about him?
Yeah, no, obviously not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we all can make compromises for a serious relationship.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
But then, if I'm being honest though, and I'm just going from women that I've talked to, and every woman's different, when she's with the man that she wants, she doesn't care about going out that much. She'd rather be with him. Like, she's not trying to go to like a table with her girlfriends like every other weekend. She'd rather spend it with her man because it's like, I've had the man I want. Not saying she wouldn't go out, but when I asked them, they're like, if I had to choose that or my man, I'm choosing my man every time.
I mean, who doesn't like to spend time with their partner? I think it's both sides, right?
I know, but if we're talking about compromise of like her going on girls' nights out or girls' trips and stuff, from what this is my anecdotal experience with women I've spoken to, when they're with the man that they want, they're very happy to compromise on not doing that because they have the man that they want.
I know, but I just feel like I hope there's just a, you know, shout out. I hope no woman loses themselves in a relationship and still does her thing and still meets with her girls and has girl chats and stuff.
I think that every relationship to decide for your own, but I think you should definitely have the conversation of what is respectful to your relationship.
Yeah.
And if there are things that you're doing that is fine being single, but is not okay because it's not respectful to a relationship, then yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
Okay. Can I ask you, if you had to give your younger self some dating advice, like 3 tips, what would you tell yourself?
My younger self?
Your younger self.
Oh. Like, how old is my younger self?
25. Is that a younger self?
It's like 5 years ago,
okay,
6 years ago.
Okay, how about 19?
19. What would I say? 3 things. That's a good question. Okay, first thing. Damn, I'm going to bait myself out so much.
Yeah.
First thing is that looks aren't everything. That sounds so simple, but beauty is very powerful to men. And that just because she's beautiful, that doesn't mean she's for you, right? Second thing is, it sounds bad because I'm not saying like I knew everything, but I felt like no relationship will be equal. No such thing as an equal relationship. And maybe last thing I would say is have another woman in your life help vet the woman you choose.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. To your last point, how would that vetting system look like?
Oh, so what I mean is like, let's say if I was dating a girl seriously and I thought, oh, I think there's real future potential here, there'd have to be like, I would introduce her to this certain woman in my life because there'll be things that she will be able to see that I won't be able to see, good and bad. So just basically have, and I think women should have the same. I think a woman should have a man in her life who can help discern the kind of man that she chooses.
Is that
because
family
men know men,
or
women know
female
women.
friend?
Say again?
Would that be family or would that just be a friend that's does the vetting?
I would say it could be either, but I think it should be somebody who, when I say wants the best for you, like who would never be interested in you romantically. So like for a girl, I'm gonna be real, can't be a male friend because there's a high likelihood that if you put it out, he might take it, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be like your dad, uncle, older brother, you know, obviously a man who loves you, but obviously would never pursue anything romantic with you. So yeah, or like a male mentor who generally wouldn't pursue anything. But then, like I said, guys, if you're an attractive woman, most guys would probably want to sleep with you at some point. So it is what it is.
That's sad.
I know. What would you tell 3 things to your younger self?
Oh.
She's like, I got 10 things. I got 20
I
things.
didn't even think that you were going to Uno reverse.
Uno flip it. That's the theme of this episode. Just Uno reverso.
I know. I think focus on yourself.
Okay.
Actions speak louder than words. And don't be naive.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing